Part 9. Okay, let's connect it together. Okay, in the last one, I created the eyes, just the main shape of the eye, so we've got a reference there, so we can start working on the head a bit more afterwards. Now I've got all my main parts together, like the main geometry done. What I will need to do is Boolean it. I don't know whether I pronounce it properly. I do apologize if I don't, but it's basically we're going to combine all the separate subtools in one. So let's do a few adjustments first before we do this. Work a little bit on the head with our move brush. Don't forget to have your symmetry on X, because sometimes I keep forgetting and then work on one part and the other part is not done. Okay. Yeah, put the subdivision levels up so I can see once I start adding the detail how it's gonna look. He's starting to look cuter, isn't he? Not as creepy as he was before. A little bit. The neck area. Let's define a little bit the neck area. Have a look at the reference pictures as well. He's so cute on those pictures. Look at the poses. Let's get it on my second screen. Relevantly good for, let's move it a little bit. We've got the detail where we want it, so we don't need to be using as much subdivision levels. I don't think that I've ever, okay, so that's the clay brush, and when you hold the option key, which I think in Mac, because I'm using Mac, is the option key. On Windows is the Alt key. So holding Alt key down and using the clay brush, it actually removes geometry rather than adding it. Same goes for the standard brush and any other brush. So I'll add this to the shortcut keys as well. I'm adding it to my notes so I don't forget. So yeah, that's a good way of, I love the clay brush for building some detail as well. Sometimes my keyboard, I've got a separate small keyboard. It locks and some of my brushes just lock and I can't unlock it for some reason. Still haven't figured it out. It's a new keyboard, but it's a very useful one. It comes with my tablet. And now I am trying to use the smooth brush, but it's just because I think the option key keeps locking, or the shift key keeps locking on that little keyboard. And I need to unlock it first, and then until you figure it out or what's doing the lock, it takes me a while, but that's okay. My apologies for this. So I am trying with usually with the clay build-up brush. I am trying to build up the eyelids area. Just smooth it up a little bit, add detail somewhere, so we see how the geometry is. There we go. Now we ZRemeshed it again. So we've got the main areas with enough geometry so we can build up on maybe 3 up to 4, maybe maximum 5 subdivision levels afterwards. It depends on the detail we need. I think I was going up to 5 just for the pattern, to be able to do the pattern on the back and on the eyebrows and on his tummy. Okay. So for the Boolean to work, you need to have all the subtools that you want connected together. If I left the eyes visible, it would have Booleaned the eyes as well, and I would not want that. So I just hit the eyes, and everything else I want to connect. So you go to the Boolean, make Boolean mesh, and then we need to append our Boolean mesh, if it makes sense. And now what I usually like doing is keeping the masters in. I call them masters because they're my main subtools, models, parts of the body that I have. Just in case, if I'm not happy with this mesh that I've just connected, I can always go back to my other ones, amend it, and then Boolean it again. That's why I like keeping my masters. Okay, let's save. Okay, now we will need to ZRemesh that, because look what happens. It's got different polygroups, and at the moment I don't want that. Sometimes it's very, very useful having the polygroups, but I don't want that now. So I am going to ZRemesh it, so it's one thing. There we go. And I think that's a decent geometry there. It's not too much, but it's enough for what we need to sculpt on. I know what I'm thinking here. It's such a good mesh that maybe I can try using it without apologizing. Well, no, it's not going to work. I'm still thinking it though. Because, I can remove the eye sockets, let's say, it looks really nice and tidy, doesn't it? But when it comes to animating and especially doing the UVs, for this character, we're not going to do proper UVs in Maya, but for the human-like characters, for Rapunzel and Eugene afterwards, if I get the time to do them, that's the plan. But if I get the time to do them, definitely the UVs I'm going to do in Maya. But later on, the UVs, we do it in here. I'll show you how. And I think we're done. Yes, we are. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.